From ancient scrolls to timeless truths. This is Timeless Bible Tales. Don't forget to subscribe and journey with us through Scripture's greatest stories.
We live in a world that's been mapped out by science and reason, where we like to think we have an answer for just about everything. But what if we don't? What if some events are so extraordinary they make doctors and physicists question the very ground they stand on? These aren't just ancient legends, they're documented, modern stories that remain profound mysteries. Today, we're counting down the top 10 modern-day miracles that have left scientists searching for answers. From instantaneous cures to impossible tales of survival, these accounts will make you question the boundaries of what's truly possible. Number 10. Spontaneous remission. Kicking off our list is a phenomenon that quietly haunts the halls of medicine: spontaneous remission. This is when a deadly disease like cancer simply vanishes, or at least seems to, without any treatment that can fully explain it. While it's incredibly rare, there are thousands of references to it in medical literature. In some cases, it's thought that a high fever or severe infection might kick the body's immune system into overdrive, but for many other cases, the why remains a complete medical puzzle. It's a moment where science has to admit it doesn't have all the answers. Yet. Number 9. The Eucharistic miracle of Buenos Aires. In 1996, in a church in Buenos Aires, a discarded communion host was placed in water to dissolve, as is standard practice. Days later, it hadn't dissolved, but had transformed into a bloody, flesh-like substance. The archbishop at the time, who would later become Pope Francis, ordered a scientific investigation. The analysis, conducted years later, concluded the sample was human heart muscle tissue from a person who had suffered greatly. What's even more startling is that samples from other similar Eucharistic miracles and even the Shroud of Turin have reportedly shown the same rare AB blood type. Number 8. The case of the healed stomach. The Global Medical Research Institute, or GMRI, uses evidence-based methods to investigate claims of miraculous healing. One of their most striking published cases involves a person who suffered from gastroparesis, a paralyzed stomach, for years, leaving them unable to eat normally. After receiving prayer, the individual was reportedly able to eat again immediately and with lasting results. While case studies like this from organizations like GMRI are meticulously documented, they often remain subjects of debate in the broader medical community because they are difficult to replicate under controlled clinical trials. Number 7. The unthinkable remission of Joseph Rick. Joseph Rick was diagnosed with advanced mucosal melanoma that had spread through his body, and he was given just months to live. He enrolled in an experimental immunotherapy trial, a cutting-edge treatment. But what happened next went beyond what doctors expected. His tumors didn't just shrink, they disappeared completely. While immunotherapy can produce dramatic results, such a rapid and total remission from such an aggressive cancer was so unusual that even his doctors described it as astonishing. It's a case that lives on the edge of what modern medicine can explain. Number 6. The survival of baby Sam. The story of an 11-month-old infant known as Sam is one his own medical team calls a miracle. Facing multi-organ failure from a massive tumor, his prognosis was just hours. Against all odds, Sam not only survived a series of severe complications, but also endured a grueling multi-organ transplant and made a recovery that stunned his doctors. His survival and recuperation defied all typical medical expectations for a case so dire, a result his family attributes to unwavering faith and prayer. Number 5. Healings investigated by the Vatican. For centuries, the Vatican has used a surprisingly rigorous process to investigate miracle claims for sainthood. Here's how it works. First, doctors must diagnose a condition as essentially hopeless, with no chance of a medical cure. After prayers are directed to a potential saint, If a sudden, complete, and lasting healing occurs, the Vatican's medical board, composed of independent physicians, reviews the case. They don't seek to prove divine intervention, but to confirm that based on all available medical records, the recovery has no known scientific explanation. Number 4. The Eucharistic miracle of Lanciano. In the small town of Lanciano, an 8th century event continues to baffle people today. A priest who doubted the real presence of Jesus in the Eucharist reportedly saw the host and wine transform into actual flesh and blood. In the 1970s, scientific analysis claimed the material was human heart tissue with type AB blood. However, more recent critiques suggest the original tests had flaws and the results are inconclusive. Still, the fact that these relics have remained remarkably preserved for over 1,200 years is an extraordinary phenomenon in itself. These stories really push the boundaries of what we think we know. If you're finding yourself questioning what's possible, make sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon, because what we have coming up next is truly mind-bending. Number 3. The miracles of Lourdes. For over 160 years, the sanctuary of Our Lady of Lourdes in France has drawn millions of pilgrims. Out of thousands of healing claims, the Catholic Church has officially recognized 72 medical miracles. The criteria are incredibly strict. The person must have a severe, verified illness, the cure must be sudden, complete, and lasting, and it must have no possible medical explanation. In 2023, the 72nd miracle was officially recognized, the healing of an Italian woman named Antonetta Racco, who suffered from a degenerative nerve disease and was cured in 2009 after bathing in the sanctuary's waters. Number 2. The woman blind for 12 years. Another incredible case investigated by the Global Medical Research Institute is that of a woman who was blind for 12 years due to juvenile macular degeneration, a medically documented and irreversible condition. After her husband prayed for her, her sight was reportedly restored in an instant. This case was so well documented with medical evidence before and after the event that it was published in a peer-reviewed medical journal, attempting to bridge the gap between faith and science. Number 1. The healing of Floribeth Mora Diaz. In 2011, Floribeth Mora Diaz of Costa Rica was sent home to die. Doctors had diagnosed her with an inoperable brain aneurysm and gave her only a month. Her family prayed for the intercession of the late Pope John Paul II. On the day of his beatification, she awoke to a voice that she said told her, "Get up, don't be afraid." She claims her aneurysm vanished right after. Astonishingly, medical scans later confirmed it was completely gone, a healing that the Vatican's investigators concluded had no scientific explanation. This was the final miracle that paved the way for Pope John Paul II's sainthood. From incurable diseases disappearing overnight to sight being restored after more than a decade of blindness, these stories don't have easy answers. They exist in that fascinating space where deeply held faith and verifiable facts seem to collide, leaving even the most skeptical among us to wonder. So, what do you think? Are these divine acts the untapped power of the human mind, or are they simply phenomena that science just hasn't figured out yet? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.